All right, this is part 2 of our local flood surveying. Yesterday we did Muncie and Anderson area, and now we're down in Indianapolis, specifically the Broadripple region, just to kind of showcase how it can start up north and the damage and the effects can move down south and continue moving down south. So today we are here in Broadripple by the White River, surveying the flooding. The water is pretty high here as well. Looks like a beer can, Coke can, something like that out in the water. We don't realize the impact that floods like this have on our ocean. We think we're way up north in Indiana. White River, not a big deal. The White River actually enters the Wabash River, which then enters the Ohio River and the Mississippi River, and those dump straight into the Gulf of Mexico. Plastic never really truly breaks down. They'll break down into teeny tiny microscopic pieces called microplastics. Those end up in our food and our water. Animals consume them. River otters, ducks, geese, fish, all of that obviously is affected here, but it really is a grander scale because the trash that carries from down here ends up in our oceans. Sea turtles swallow them, fish swallow them, dolphins, whales, sharks. There's been countless images of sharks with license plates and stuff in their stomachs. So those are tree branches, low-lying trees, but still nevertheless tree branches that aren't normally touching the water. They really need to get everything. We can do cleanup efforts, but it's important to prevent versus treat. We need better waste management, better recycling.
Hey, what's up everybody? Eric here with UFO Recreation and Science Exploration. We got the guys out here along with Kendra. She's explaining water conservation, what's happening with the waterways here in Broadripple. We're here to raise awareness, to educate these guys and just the general public on what's happening right now with this historic flood, not only in Delaware County, but also here in Broadripple as well. It's one thing when things were happening in Anderson and Muncie and Delaware County. It's another thing when things are happening right here in Marion County, right in the heart of Indianapolis.
See that debris right there?
Yeah, right there.
Down there, yep.
It swirls all the trash that ends up out there. So the Great Pacific Garbage Patch out in California, or off the coast of California, is 2.5 times the size of the state of Texas. Imagine, on a map we see how big Texas is. Imagine 2.5 times that. Just floating trash. That's kind of a big conglomerate of trash out there, and not to mention it's that wide, but it goes extremely deep. So that is a perfect example. That might end up, if it doesn't get entangled into something else, that could end up in the Gulf of Mexico, all the way from up here in the White River.
That's a log. What is that, brick?
It looks metal to me, like some kind of a structure, metal or cement. Yeah, or maybe cement. Yeah, something broke off.
It said houses is messed up too.
Yeah.
Apartments, houses.
And as you can see how fast that water is carrying, it's gone.
And that's not light. Not lightweight. All right, fellas. So, how can we reduce that from even getting into the river?
Recycling where it goes.
That's right.
Be the person that not everybody else is. Pick up whatever you see.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
Not to litter.
absolutely. So how do trash and plastics and debris, how does it get further south and elsewhere in the world from up here in Broadripple?
Basically, on a river as well, so that travels across the waters, the oceans, the rivers, and it's funnel around, just making the water dirty and murky.
If you're just picking up a few pieces of trash along the way, that effort goes a long way in helping to reduce some of the waste that ends up in the Pacific Ocean, as Kendra explained earlier. So everyone can do their part. We don't all have hard hats and gloves and all that extra stuff, but even picking up a few pieces of trash along the way is going to help this crisis right now.
If all 8.5 billion people picked up one piece of trash a day that wasn't theirs, that's 8.5 billion pieces of trash every single day that we're keeping out of our beautiful waterways. For example, here's some McDonald's cups. Do not belong to me, but we're going to take them and dispose of them properly so they don't break down into microplastics in our environment. If we all just did little things like this, it would make a huge difference, and it all starts with us. We all have to get on board and do right by our planet because we only have one.
You see something
There's
else?
a plastic bottle right out there.
It's the same piece of the water around
It's
the
like an oil. Doesn't that look like a big Valvoline?
It's the same log, right?
See, this is a storm drain. That gets into the sewage system or the water system, the drainage system, so to speak, and that's carried out with the waterway.
We're doing our part.
Appreciate you. We really want to thank you for watching as we spread awareness on the issue that that's currently happening here in Indiana. If you want to get involved in how you could support and help local residents that have been affected by the flood, please contact your local 211. They'll have all kinds of resources and ways that you can help get involved, whether it's donating your time, whether it's monetary donations, donating goods and services and things like that. There's plenty of ways that you can get involved.